Live from Cleveland, Ohio. This is CSI 2025. Let's get into it. Welcome to What the RFI. I'm Matt Brennan, and today we are live at CSI 2025 and amongst friends.
Exactly.
So, let's get into the intro because that's always important. Nish, you're new to the show.
Yeah, definitely. And thanks again. It's a privilege. And thanks again, Matt, for making this happen. Just for folks out there, we just go to texting and then we sort of made this happen like in a couple of hours. Yeah. and these gentlemen over here, especially Eric, like he just got pulled into this and it's like, yeah, I'm up.
Yeah.
So,
and he's going to do better than all of us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there wouldn't be a better
confidence.
Yeah, there wouldn't be a better group than this to sort of ever get into a podcast with. So
yeah,
of course, always a privilege. Again, my name is Nish Patel. I'm the group product manager at RIB North Americas. And I'll sort of pass it over to you, Eric, and then we can get into sort of our backgrounds.
Yep. Yeah, Eric Letbetter. I have a specification consulting company called Letbetter Inc. I spent previously 31 years in corporate architecture. So happy to be out on my own and couldn't be happier with the decision.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hi, guys. Dory Azar, architect and product specialist at RIB Software. No stranger to the show. I've been on a couple times, and it's always awesome chatting with you, Matt.
Yeah, likewise. Returning guests, you know. Yep. We still have to do, is it cheaper to hire an architect?
I've got something coming up on that. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. But
the answer is yes.
Yeah. No, or marrying them.
Yeah.
That's the second half of that question.
Does it make sense? So as CSI 2025, you know, before we get into this, how many years have you been attending? And better yet, why do you keep coming back?
So I'll probably go first. This is my first year at CSI National.
Welcome.
And it's sort of a bit hilarious because I've sort of been a construction manager most of my life, sort of dabbled with construction technology, got into construction tech. And then it's just been around a year that I've been sort of leading the Specs business. So I really wanted to get a feel of our customers. Eric is a great addition and has always been a part of our product advisory board, but we really wanted to figure out what's going on and understand the community better. So here I am, first year in.
Nice.
I'll go next. Probably my third year, but I don't come every year. Last year it wasn't in the budget as I was starting my new business, and I was pretty stingy with my marketing dollars, so I didn't come last year.
Okay.
The prior year I was still in my prior corporate role, and budget cuts there. Sort of they end up sending one person, and it was the now technical director, the director of technical services there. And so the year before that, we had both come. So it's been a few years since I've been here.
Okay.
But I did get sort of roped into coming this year. Yeah. When a presentation that I was partnered with on another future probably guest, Sherry Harbaugh, said, "Oh yeah, Eric, I submitted that to CSI for National, and it got picked. So
nice.
Get your ticket."
Yeah, that's right.
And this is only my second year in a row.
Is it really?
Yeah, presented last year, presented this year.
Yeah.
So, just get kind of, I think I got a good feel of the spec writer sort of personality and persona now. So it's good. It's good though. It's positive.
Right. Yeah. It's my third. It was the first year was in Minneapolis and everything. I knew not a soul, you know, because again, I was all based out of Vancouver and that network, and everyone was a new friend. You know, everyone was a brand new introduction. No one knew me. Second year was a little bit more fun. And now it's like, you feel special. Yeah. You know, you come in, you know everyone that's part of this and reconnect. And I think some of like kind of the celebrity portion of you kind of rubbed on myself because I was riding the elevator and people were like, "I know you." And I'm like, "Oh shoot, I don't know you.
Why do you know me?
Why do you know me?" Yes. Let's find out. Where are we going with this?
Those pictures are fake.
They were fake. And I turned. It's okay. I love the show. What show? What show? No, but no. It was just like hearing that they didn't follow the podcast, and it's just like, oh, this is. When you get comments like that on the social side, it's like, and especially when they're enjoying it, it's not just like, oh, I know you, but I'm actually a listener and I'm doing it, and you've captured that audience. It's like, okay, I've done something good. Yeah, keep it going.
It's enough gas in the tank to go for another year. You know, it's just like one good compliment, and you're like, yeah, we're gonna keep going.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So what have you seen? What has stood out right now at this conference? You know, like we'll get into the whole networking because that's fun on its own, but like any particular talks, activities, workshops, breakout sessions, what have you been finding?
I'll go first. Yeah. I went to Dory's social media workshop. That was awesome. Partnered with Amy Baker. That was a great set. I think the variety has been really good this year. They did a couple of technical sections, and I think in terms of the way that they did it, it's these little 15-minute bursts. Where I felt like that I got enough to where I felt like I got value out of that, but it offers also an opportunity for a deep dive. So I think it's a good testing grounds for CSI to set something up and say, how did the people react to it, and then see what kind of feedback they get, so they can determine if people really want a deeper dive into something like this, or whether or not that was enough and they could do that one again next year in a different environment.
Right. And plug for yourself, Eric. You're running off to your own speaking engagement.
Yeah, I've got a speaking gig coming up here next. I'm super jazzed for it.
And yours tomorrow.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. Issue for tender. And it's actually going to be live streamed on the LinkedIn and everything through it. So we're going to try. We did a live stream. What did we shoot? We just did it the other day, and it was pretty cool. And it worked out really, really well. So we're going to keep doing this and get it moving.
You have to show me how you did that, because I think you need certain qualifiers to stream live on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, it was all through Riverside, the app that kind of does it. And it was, and does it pretty cool, and it's a pretty good gig.
Riverside
so, yeah, exactly. Well, that's a whole nother topic.
That's a separate conversation.
Separate conversation, and I should put my affiliate link in. No, I don't have affiliate link, but
for sessions I presented this morning, and I haven't had a chance to see anybody else's, so I'm looking forward to yours this afternoon. Yours tomorrow. And mine was kind of like I had to get my own stuff out of the way. Now I get to enjoy it and kind of kick back, because we did a webinar right after my presentation, and then we're doing this right now. So, which are all enjoyable. But now I get to maybe grab a coffee and just watch other people do the work now.
So tell us about the live webinar. So kind of you're at the bench, we're doing a live podcast.
Yeah. So when we do every 2 weeks we do a webinar called Spec Talk, where we just usually have a spec writer guest on. Eric's done it before, and we just chat about either a specific topic related to spec writing or sort of just general Q&A stuff. And it happened to fall this week that we needed a spec talk. So I was like, well, I'm not in the office. Well, it's okay. We're going to do one live from CSI. So I kind of set up a bunch of questions, not tech questions. They were just kind of fun, if spec writing was a movie genre, what genre would it be? And just asking spec writers these questions, and it was kind of fun, kind of get them on the to loosen up a little bit, right? And not what's your favorite feature in spec link? And what's this, so it's just kind of getting them, in a more casual environment. It was a ton of fun, not without its tech, the Wi-Fi cut out halfway through, but otherwise, no, that's what we did today, and made it a full hour. It was fun.
And then Nish.
Yeah. So
what is this? I'm holding up like a baseball card, but it's not a player I quite know. Tell me about it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for bringing that up, Matt. So I think this again goes back to sort of this being our first time here, and then sort of we were invited for the speaking engagement as well. We literally session number 1 after the keynote earlier today, and we were literally competing with Amy and Dory, and that's always a tough crowd. These guys can sort of pull people towards them. So I think the whole intention and sort of why I'm so passionate about this is how do we make spec writing cool again and great again. That sounds more cliche now, but and that's where hey, can we make sort of spec writing more personable and things of that sort? So that all started with me wanting to sort of create a 3D action figure, have it 3D printed. Couldn't make that happen. Tried sort of DIYing my own sort of game card concept, and that's what it ended up with. So we've got Spec Dame Sheila, and then we've got Spec Knight Stephen. Well, this is sort of deja vu, but it looks like Spec Knight Stephen's superpowers are busting RFIs, and it just blends into this podcast, which is what's the RFI. So
was it loosely based on Matt? Was the character?
I've
been working out subconsciously, maybe.
Yeah, could be. I mean, I could have been sort of influenced by it.
As long as we change enough where we don't know royalties or anything like that.
You take off the glasses.
Yeah, it could be.
That's your alter ego, though. You need to wear Clark Kent glasses.
Shh. Don't say
I've said too much.
And just the names. So Stephen is from Doctor Strange. So from the so that was the inspiration, it was Stephen Strange, and then Sheila was just random.
Just started with an S.
I just need everything to be S's to begin with. So what do I do? So that's where it is.
There was like no crush on a
No,
ship.
that's a touchy subject. That could be that. It's probably an unconscious bias, but
That's fine.
Yeah, we're just joking.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, so we're trying to sort of grow that cinematic universe, and hopefully, if I can get more characters like everybody else, right? Like I'm just gonna add to what Eric and Dory were talking about. Like, what's impressed me the most with CSI, because I've been to other construction focused conferences, and I've heard like just weird stuff about spec writing in general, about demographics, and like, I mean, spec writing is boring and all of that kind of stuff. But I mean, this is literally the recipe for a construction project. And if you enjoy sort of food, it starts with a good recipe. And sort of a more sustainable and healthy sort of built environment is going to be founded on great specs. So, I mean, just this whole community, as Eric was talking about, like just the diversity in sort of the sessions, right? Like you got Dory and Amy talking about, hey, sort of the social aspects and how do we make spec writing great again, and how do we sort of champion each of these individuals as being awesome in what they do. And then sort of Eric's doing his part in terms of championing just the mindset and then sort of how you get to the basics of spec writing. And then me and AK from RIB, we were just talking about not AI per se, but collaborative intelligence, and those were literally the action figures that we wanted to use to sort of drive that home at the end of the day. But yeah, just that community and sort of building product manufacturers, sort of code authors and all of them, just trying to collaborate and having that sense of giving. I mean, that's what I'm enjoying the most. Like everybody just has so much knowledge that they want to share. Like even what Eric was talking about, like those 15-minute sessions, it's just like a wealth of knowledge, and they're sort of bite-sized. So yeah, kudos to CSI for
That's something that I've picked up a lot of while we're here is other spec writers voluntarily, like if you need help with anything, call me. If you need a section, if you need a template, if you need something, just ask me and I'll help you. Like it's for a tight group, you'd think it'd be a little more competitive, but it's the exact opposite. It feels like everybody wants to lift everyone up, which is a sign of a thriving industry, right? Like when there's enough for everybody, that's a good thing. Do you feel that? Like you're in it more than the three of us.
No, the people that have poured into me as I sort of started out on my own journey, there aren't enough ways or thank yous that I could possibly offer. There's a bunch of names and a bunch of stuff that I've been provided to get set up has just been total game changer, and I owe it all to this community. It's wild.
That's a good point too. Now, if you had to pick and choose, CSI is better for A, networking, or B, the courses. Which one would you kind of lean the teeter-totter to?
So I think it's a yes and.
Of course,
CSI,
they're both
obviously,
beneficial, but
I think it depends on where you are in your career. So one of the I don't have employees now; it's just me.
Yeah.
But one of the things that corporate one of the reasons that they shifted to two was to get two people in here. But really, hey, we're going to bring someone else here. We're going to bring a younger person here and get them plugged in, which they did this year. So they've brought not only director of technical services here, but they've got another one of their young rising stars that they brought. And so it's a way to engage the next generation into this community, which I think is a real, it's can't say enough nice things about the way that they handle, bringing people up through the system.
Absolutely. Dory, what would you choose? Network or sessions?
I'm a networking guy. I mean, I love a good session, but I'm like social butterfly in these events, right? So I just look forward to meeting new people, especially hosting the webinar as we do. I see a lot of names on the screen.
Nice.
Right. So this person's here, and they ask questions and you reply, but they're just names on a screen to me in that moment. So it's been really nice to come here and be like, you're Steve, you're Ba, and like kind of, I mean, you see them on LinkedIn and stuff, but you feel like you kind of know people just through comments and like DMing and stuff, but it's really nice to like lock it all in with an in-person handshake or a hug. And you kind of have like a little head start on the relationship already because you're chatting so much on online.
And I was at Aspire, and I had one individual come up, and it's Darlene, and I'm like, we're already connected on LinkedIn. I'm like, oh shoot, like really, I feel like an idiot because I'm going through my Rolodex and my mind and everything, and we pull it up, and I'm like, we are connected, and I hold the profile picture and face, I'm like, Oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you kind of backpedal, but it's no. I totally agree with the network aspect of it, and being your first year, like how have you been feeling with it?
Well, yeah, I mean, and thanks again, Matt. I think I sort of echo Dory's feelings as
Yeah.
well. I mean, especially in my role where like we have 30,000 plus subscribers.
Yeah.
And then we see so many names, and like many times it's like people having sort of feedback, enhancement requests, just sort of their thoughts about things outside of the product, and just being able to put a face to the name.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome, and
Yeah.
being able to do that in person. I mean, these are the days that I hope that we don't have 24 hours in a day, but we have many more.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
These are the
Yeah.
days for which I need like time travel.
Yeah.
Sort
Yes.
of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just that, and being able to sort of give back to the community, because many times it's very easy to just like make it transactional
Yeah.
with sort of emails and like LinkedIn and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And this is where we like, I mean, like we came to know so much about Eric over like the past couple of years, and he's been an inspiration, not just like what he does professionally,
thank
but
you.
also outside of that. And I'll let him speak about it, but he does a lot to sort of support the community. And like it's true inspiration. And there's so many sort of gems walking on this floor, like they're just all sources of inspiration for us.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now you brought up a good point about RFIs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, the podcast was all about that. And specs are definitely like, yeah, they are the recipe of making a great project. And yes, we could dive in and be like, Eric, what's the worst RFI you got or something like that.
Yeah.
But what would be advice to, first time listener or someone that's been doing specs and everything forever? But the reality is we're always learning. I was telling
Right.
about a detail that I had to revise 3 different times because each contractor that touched it, they made their own little tweaks to it and wanting an extra, right?
Yeah.
Is there some, in terms of advice or like things to avoid and because we don't want to create RFIs if we can help it.
No, you don't want to. I mean, I tell clients and people I work with is like, I really want to help reduce the number of RFIs. Yeah, I've answered enough of them that I don't want them. I don't
No.
want any of them.
No.
Right. Now I can tell you a funny story about a really strange RFI I got.
Go
Probably
for it.
the strangest
It's
one was.
Halloween coming up, so
No. This was so it was for a project on an island.
okay. Well, this is sounding strange
Yeah,
already.
on a military base, right?
Okay.
And so the question comes up because they can't just go to the hardware store or wherever and the shop and get
Yeah.
extra rebar. So we got this. They're doing a bond beam, and they said, "Hey, can we put 2 number 4 rebars inside this bond beam instead of 1 number 5?" It's like, so you want to put more steel
Yeah.
in there and not less. And the engineers was like, yeah, it worked. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like that RFI, I never would have expected someone to try and put more of something.
Making it better.
Yeah.
Making
because
it stronger.
because of availability, right? Like they must
Right.
have had so much.
Like,
Yeah.
it's going to take us, whatever it is, 8-12 weeks to get another batch of rebar
Yeah.
on the island. So yeah, this is what we have to do to keep going. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
It's like a reality show.
I know.
It is. It was, as you were telling the story, I'm like, this is like Apollo 11, where they had to they were gonna die, and they were pulling all this stuff, and they had the team down there off ground, not in it, and pulling up solutions and trying to. But no, that's a really good point in terms of the industry. Like we've been dealing with it for like the last 5 years of scarcity of products or can't get this. And, but again, being that creative mindset, going, okay, this is a solution. What can we do with what we've got?
Yeah.
Versus trucking, and that goes into the sustainable aspect of it as well.
Right.
You know?
Now, another RFI / submittal story that I can tell you is that when we were going through all the material product things, I wanted to check with one of my product, I call him my roofing guy.
Yeah.
Check in with him for validity of these things. And at one point he said, right now, Eric, if you can get someone to give you a roof with a warranty right now, and you're in the middle of construction, you should do it, because you're not going to be able to get the other stuff.
Okay.
And so I think I want to really speak a little bit to the relationship that you have between product reps and architects and specifiers. Is that if I didn't know and trust that guy
Yeah.
for the years that I've known him, that would have been a different conversation or a different takeaway.
Yeah.
And so knowing who he is and what he brings to the table and his experience, I know he's right,
Yeah.
and I don't have to second guess it. So this is an environment where you can find those people.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
understate the value of that enough. So networking, yes, but that's also networking and
Yeah.
technical
Yeah.
all at once. And so that's why it's a yes and for me on a
Yeah.
lot of these things.
Yeah,
And
you
that-
can only be so close to the pulse of things yourself, right? You have to rely on those
can't.
external,
You have to.
like, I kind of know what's going on in that industry, but you really know what's going on, like, as of right now. So yeah, that's a great example of like, you got to rely on your people
And
or
that's
your
some-
network.
And I don't even think that's ever come up on the show either, too. Like, or someone's kind of saying, and I'm just like thinking to myself, I'm like, you're absolutely right. Build like, and I would build that relationship. But again, I find a lot of firms will just spec the product, and then it's like, well, I got questions. Well, don't worry about it. But
Yeah.
like I remember we had a aluminum clad on a building, right? And it was the contractor pointed out some fire testing that wasn't matching. So we went to Apollo because they were the other product. And again, getting on the phone and pulling up this data and really working, because you got to, right? You got to get they're the ones, and your liabilities on the line, everything based on that. And having
absolutely.
that relationship is really key.
Yeah, I had a different thought. I have a different take.
Yeah, go for
So whenever we think about RFIs, unfortunately, it always comes out as being adversarial in terms of the relationship. Like it's always like, oh, there's going to be a change order. It's going to be like somebody screwed up or things of that sort. But when I reflect on what Eric was talking about, that's probably a true example of somebody collaborating to sort of problem solve, right? Like for
Yeah.
a better outcome. It's like,
For
not
sure.
like, okay, yeah, we want sort of more steel because we're going to charge you now more for the tonnage or any of that.
Yeah.
But it's truly because we wanted a solution that was quick, that was in the grand scheme of things sustainable, and it got the job done. So I mean, like, I just want this industry to sort of remember that RFIs are not always adversarial, because
No.
that's what we all sort of think about. Oh yeah, RFI now blah blah blah. Like, so yeah, I really appreciate you sharing both sides of the coin. So yeah.
And that is a good point, because again, like working with contractors, like again, you can have two different types of jobs where the contractor's just peppering you with RFIs, requesting an extra basically, or they're trying to work. And that brings me up, and I've shared this story a few times on the show, is it was the wrong time to build because it was COVID was still with supply demands. We couldn't get the rooftop units in time, right? So this project wasn't going to get built on schedule. And again, you can't just leave a hole in the roof and go for substantially. You need to energize and everything. And because they kept working and they kept giving, I think we reviewed 3-4 different shop drawings because they were trying to get that product in there. And again, it's all about that relationship of doing that. And because of the wiring that was installed to match the original specs of the the one that we specified, that got changed, but the contractor owned it. He worked with his electrical to get, changed from single phase to 3-phase or whatever the case was. It was a team effort. And at the end of the day, everyone was hugging, everyone was high-fiving at the end of the project, because we worked together as a team versus, well, that's not my problem, it's yours, or, having that us versus them attitude.
Correct.
With the clients from, you again, kind of being on the spec side and working with multiple architects, are you finding still the attitude, or more and more want to strive and collaborate?
I would say it's definitely more collaboration. Everybody wants to collaborate. Like I can see a perceivable change. Like literally people are sort of reflecting back on their contracts. It's like, we don't want to do sort of the design bid build method of delivering stuff. We want to sort of do more integrated project delivery. We want to do more fun stuff. We want to do more collaborative ways of doing things. And they're sort of, even if the technology doesn't exist, like this is what I love about this community. They're trying to figure out ways of making it happen. And that is true collaboration, which is how do we sort of get the job done, whether it's a critical healthcare facility in a community, or it's something else that's mission critical, or maybe it's just Habitat for Humanity kind of projects. Like I see just collaboration banding people together, unlike whatever the narrative is out there. Yeah. I mean, I can literally see it. Like I can see people like just wanting to sort of share, wanting to sort of band together for more efficient and sustainable outcomes, and we need that. Like I mean, this planet needs that.
Critical. Like in my experience, I've worked with contractors on both sides of that fence that are really collaborative, and everybody's on the same team, and we're just you're just trying to get the building done. And then maybe we've all experienced other contractors who are looking for anything to just delay the project or charge more money, and that constant friction of your project is like, who's this helping right now? Because there's an architect with consultants, there's a contractor with subcontractors, there's just an owner. They might be relocating from one place to a new facility, and it's just like, oh my, could we just get through this? Could we just work together and not like look for reasons to drag this out?
Yeah.
But I agree, especially now, maybe being surrounded by spec writers is that technical collaboration, like getting all your ducks in a row. That's what's I'm really seeing here too. So that collaboration.
Yeah. The keynote at lunch was definitely kind of talking future trends. And the big thing, what I heard was, Matt, go buy solar stocks and in energy stocks.
Yeah.
And it did strike again. What is the new trends? And what they were speaking on stage was all about data centers. And I've heard this too, like, looking for work myself and everything. Apple was posting a data center architect. Right? That's basically all you would do, design data centers and manage the construction of a kind of interesting role. And it's Apple too, kind of cool. But yeah, you're right. It's with the fact that like this podcast has to be hosted somewhere. That's a server, and someone else is recording at the same time somewhere else, and everything's so data driven. Everything we're posting, like, what is do you know the social numbers of how many videos are being uploaded daily on Instagram or YouTube? Any guesses? I don't know.
I think it's like probably it's got to be 1 billion. Like it's got to be an unbelievable amount globally.
Yeah, globally.
Yeah. I mean,
it's got to be
constant.
It's got to be a silly number.
Yeah, like a number that I can't even. You know.
I think last I checked, I think in come 2025, we are consuming 1 terabyte of data every second. Like, that's,
holy moly.
Yeah, so that's just consuming, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you might be using it for storing, for streaming, and all of that. But collectively, the human race is around the 1 terabyte mark every second.
That's crazy. So like, you think of these data centers, like, no wonder why they're trying to build it. So does that, like, you've heard the arguments about, well, that's affecting the climate change too because of that. And you've heard, like, even talks about them putting it in the ocean to keep it cool. I don't know. So, but any takeaways your own from the lunch keynote?
I didn't get to attend that today.
Oh, okay. That was a bad question.
So I don't have any takeaways from that today.
Fair enough. Oh, you were sitting next to me.
Yeah, I was sitting there. So I think it was interesting to hear that the developers are a little bit bullish, right? And then the sort of emphasis on from a facilities standpoint in preparing for that next, the next use of that building. And I think I can see the vision for that being super critical now more than it used to be, because I think the building usage is going to change over time. And the lesson probably from the 2020 was, the building's use type needs shifted, but now they've shifted back again, but they're not the same. So building in the flexibility for your buildings and thinking about what that building usage is going to be like moving forward is a great question, but it's also a super challenging problem for architects to really start to dig into.
Well, like, take a simple TI, right? It's a coffee shop. We know the group, the occupancy. It's pretty straightforward. Next person comes and goes, I want to put a paint store. Well, that's, in our BC building code, that's it's a group F, right? It's high. So now is your ratings the same? No, so you can't do it, right? Same thing like with these office buildings. Yeah, it'd be awesome to slap a bunch of servers in there, but it's not structurally sound.
Well, and then the office conversion, convert office to residential or multifamily. It's not that simple.
Yeah.
It's a great idea, and there's been some great success stories, but it takes some real thought.
Yeah. And I think even pushing the boundaries, there was one home that we did some concepts, and it was actually for a TV producer that we were going to do. And in the end, unfortunately, it just didn't end up going through. But the concepts were a lot of fun. And you'd appreciate this because it was a residential home, and it was in beautiful White Rock, BC, overseeing the ocean, right? So already it's very cool. It's nestled in the trees. And versus some contractor will just go and wipe the land and be done. It was go and look at the trees, what's healthy, leave as much as you can. And then the neat thing that with the design of it, it was kind of this one massive space. Yes, you would have the fixed millwork as a kitchen, but the whole biophilia aspect is that the space is not a dedicated space. It's a multi-space. And to go from maybe where you probably would end up sleeping is you had to go over this catwalk. So you're always going this catwalk to go from the kind of the general, space one to space two. And the thing with the catwalk, it was open above. So if it's cold, you get that kick in nature that, it's cold, right? Oh, it's raining. I feel some raindrops, hey, it's snowing. You'd have that reconnection to nature. So it was a biophilia style home that we were looking at. And the same thing, the bedrooms would be an office / that. So it is a lesson as more concept. and being very minimalist because, you know, you don't want to have your messy desk in your bedroom, but it was really kind of taking that to be flexible with where you are. You know, a moment you're gonna be sleeping here and the next moment you're gonna be sleeping over there, and have that kind of thing. So kind of that's what was going through my mind here about these buildings and constantly changing. And it's again going into that mindset. Offices, you're starting to see it, and laptops have the power rather than having these desktops and cables and everything. Just have a laptop and go wherever you are.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And being that perspective, and versus that's my desk, you know, thinking of like office, that's my stapler. That's my stapler. No, it's that's not your desk. This is where you're going to hang out for the next few weeks as you collaborate and work on a project. And then guess what? You're going to go work with that team. And then you're going to be a mentor. Like, I think it's that mind shift. And that's kind of what you're kind of saying, Eric, is just thinking about that and trying to and keep the assets with the building. That was another cool comment.
Oh yeah, that's that's always a challenge in terms of documentation and getting the warranty transfer. I mean, I heard him say warrant, like I want to know where the warranties are. I heard him say that twice.
Yes, good point. What do you guys like? Yeah, in terms of specs, you're making sure that's all like. Of course, that's included and it's tied into the shop drawing.
It's included in the specifications, but it comes down to an execution, not just executing it, but managing the execution and asking for it. And someone's got to check it to make sure they have given all the things that they're supposed to give.
Yeah. And that goes back to what you said earlier about like change of use or like repurposing a building. Is like, it's not just the idea. There's so many little nuts and bolts that have to be like worked out in that conversion, right? Like including warranty transfer and codes and like, it's not just like, let's turn that mall into like a retirement home. It's like, no, it's like, there's so much more to that.
Yeah. Are you and Eric, jump on this one, and we'll get into the spec side of it. But digital twin motion or like that taking, because that's a one thing, and I say this because I've done this presentation a few times where you've designed this building, you've got it built, you've got these maintenance manuals, but why not digitize that even more where it's a QR code on the water heater or that, and the mechanical guy, he's not bringing around a binder. That stuff just clicks dust. Go up there and go, oh shoot, what filter is it? Snap the photo of the QR code, boom, pulls it up. AI probably could help and that kind of stuff. But taking that as an architect to own that, as a service, and are you kind of experiencing a lot of that kind of afterlife?
I haven't, but now I want to write that into all my.
Exactly.
I want to write that into the Division 1. Just put it in Division 1 and make it happen.
Well, yeah,
I would imagine that the manufacturers would want that.
Yeah.
It's more sustainable. Sure, that someone has a paper manual, but the next time someone renovates or someone moves, right, especially in residential design, somebody's going to lose the manuals. The previous owner may not know and may not care, but man, if that QR code is on there and there's a water heater, bam, it's there. Yeah, the whole manual.
And I think and there's programs like Open Space that are kind of you can do that and you can capture before the walls get boarded. But what I say to a lot of architects is grab a 360 camera, $500, well spent money and everything. Before that building gets boarded, go to every room and take a photo, put it on a plan, note where it is, because, and again, this all ties in your specs and you as an architect to take additional services down the road is when they say, hey, we want to do some renovations. No problem. Right away, what are you doing? You're pulling up those photos in the 360, maybe even a video too, and looking around going, no way we're touching that wall because of the cross brace, the pipes that are going.
Plumbing running through that wall. The software, the service that I use for the interior scanning is iGuide. It's a Canadian company.
Okay, cool.
And they, you're right. For like the few, and you can take measurements off of it too, right?
That's crazy.
I know there's a pipe in that wall. Let's see exactly, like if there's a leak or something, you can, within a couple of inches, know exactly where you got to cut out to make a repair or something like that. You're not sort of investigating and poking and prodding. You with certainty, you can open up a wall for any reason or know that we can't touch this one. Yeah. Like this one's off limits, or this half of this wall is off limits. You can, it's X-ray vision. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm just going to jump in.
Go for it.
This sort of just reminds me, just brings back so many memories. So I pursued my graduate studies in construction technology. This was at the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. So I used to work in a research lab known as REMAC. But we were literally doing sort of reality capture. So I guess you might have heard about the the Boston Dynamics robot, Spot,
Yeah.
the autonomous dog.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
It's Terminator point
Yeah,
one.
exactly. Yeah. So we were working on technology that could just reality capture during the construction phase, right? Because it's like so many different variables. How do you even understand slab edge and things of that sort? But yeah, this was precisely the use case. I mean, the use case over there was more driven by, does anybody know how much progress has been made on a job site? Like it's like, yeah, Joe thinks like it's 70% poured.
What's
and
that
like,
based on, right?
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, like looks like we got like 60% drywall, but like it really affects the subcontractors because their
totally.
payments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's off by 1% or and a half, that literally is the difference between them being able to sort of pay their crew and not being able to do that. So a lot of this like is like string of pearls, both up and downstream. So like this, when I was sort of listening you all sort of talk about stuff, like it really sort of rang a bell. So yeah.
Well, like this is a comment for open space.
Yes.
But an AI, because yes, every month we get progress claims, right? You know, it basically comes across our desk and each discipline reviews each one and kind of go, is it, are they 50% poured or is material on site? All these.
Exactly.
Again, with open space or like a software platform like that, where it is analyzing it, taking that and taking what the contractor puts in when he submits for his progress claim, and then it would just basically back check and say, check. It would be hard. Like, I don't know, but part of me is thinking like just a few little switches and pivots, that would be really cool. Like you still are the governing authority saying, yes, we're going to approve this amount, you know, 50% of the concrete or whatever the case.
Yeah, I mean, I'll sort of add to that, like one of the bigger things, like when we were trying to sort of figure out this technology, because it was all about 3D point cloud data and how do you sort of do image classification and things of that sort. Like I'll give you the example, like the hardest thing that it was for us to classify was rebar. Like just going back to what Eric was talking about, right? Okay, so is that a size 5? Is that a size 4?
Yeah.
And how much of that's been consumed? Because now, like rebar is procured in terms of weight, in terms of tonnage.
Yeah.
But like when you're sort of doing a 3D scan, you just have sort of the two-dimensional sort of information. You don't know how much is left or how much has been consumed at the end of the day. So like that was hard. That still is hard to begin with. But I mean, there could be a simple workaround, which is, can you have like some kind of a sensor, which could just keep weighing it at the end of the day, or could you place it on a weigh scale or something of that sort, and like have innovation in terms of how you store materials as such. So I mean, this just reminds me that hey, like we all want sort of autonomous systems and sort of automation, but sometimes it's just this beautiful symphony of automation, humans being in the loop, and then just sort of really simple technology that can make life much better.
No, very cool and well said. So we got to kind of wrap this up here in the next kind of 5 minutes. You know, Eric, you got to get to your class, which, you know, we're all, I think we're all kind of going anyway.
We all got to go.
We all got to go to this class. What do you know, with, you know, the fact that we still got 24 hours left of this conference and, you know, and it's going to go in a tornado, fly by like that. What are you looking forward to over the next kind of 12 hours?
I got 2 more sessions I got to attend. So I'm looking forward to seeing you speak. I'm looking forward to seeing you speak. I want to step outside. I just want to smell some fresh air for 5 minutes too, because I love conferences. I love the networking, but it's like, how is Cleveland? Like, I don't know. I didn't leave one building since I got there. So I'm going to try to sneak out a little bit tomorrow.
I mean, but look outside. It's just
beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous outside.
And to like we got
without the midges, but
I must say there is a bug problem here, but hey, you know, I'm sure Cleveland's on that.
Well, they want to get in.
They do want to get in.
It's such a great conference that even the bugs want to get in.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
But the Cleveland side is over there. The big famous one where you can go in, stand in front of the sign, get your photo, and then and get the.
I'm just gonna go stand in front of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and daydream a little bit. It's like,
I know.
I should be in there.
I wish
one day.
One day. Don't give up hope.
Don't give up.
So
you're secret.
I'm over
there's
it.
a chance.
Yes, there's always a chance. I'm just not doing anything for it.
Yeah. Eric, anything last kind of? thing?
So I feel like I haven't been able to network as much as I probably thought I would. There's a bunch of people I haven't been able to see yet. Probably just maybe it's a little bit of anxiety about the session that I'm about to do, but I'm feeling good about it. But I'm looking forward to relaxing a little bit and having a little bit more, a little bit less stress. moving forward.
It's
for the
okay,
rest of
buddy.
the
It's
day.
all right.
Yeah, yeah,
It's all
yeah.
right.
You got this.
No, it's gonna be great.
We'll be cheerleading on the back of
I brought my
holler.
air horn and everything.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I was counting on that.
Yes.
Good.
I was gonna boo him, but
What?
Yeah. No, just joking. Yeah, Eric's gonna be a sweetheart. So again, I'm just gonna add to what Dory just suggested. Eric's session, your session, and then there's also Holly Jordan who's speaking about collaboration between building product manufacturers and sort of the usual folks on the design side. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think that would be really elevating them. I mean, that's truly pushing the limits of collaboration, and I would say just building trust in this whole process. I think we have
100%.
a lot of that's been eroded, unfortunately, because of COVID and stuff. But yeah, and outside of that, just having fun, stepping out there. Like I'm just envious of those people just walking there on the mall. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that. And then we have this great opportunity. So I don't know, maybe we might have another ad hoc.
I think we're about to have
Podcast.
another guest too,
Yeah.
because there's a
I know.
guy
I've been
coming in,
waiting.
cleaning the windows here.
Yeah,
He's just sliding over.
Yeah.
This guy been cleaning the windows, and
Yeah.
he might have been me. I don't know. He's,
Ask him what he thinks about specs. I don't know.
oh, totally. Yeah, he's he could have changed his whole life.
I bet you he's got an opinion on the glass.
That's
Yeah.
right. And the bugs.
And
Yeah.
how to hang
Yeah, in the
the
incline.
process that he uses to clean the glass.
Of course.
That's on an angle.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So,
No problem.
Well, thank you guys for being part of this.
Thanks,
This was a
Matt.
blast.
Thank you. This was fun.
Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely.
I love getting harassed at the airport through security for bringing all this gear, but it's totally worth
Yeah.
it. It is so worth it to do this and connect. And yeah, like,
Definitely.
Dory, you've been on this. Like, this is number 3, number 4. Like, we've
Something
been
like that,
having
yeah.
a lot of fun.
You got to get you to punch my punch card too.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
10
Yeah, yeah.
podcasts, you
Yes.
get like a T-shirt or something.
Oh, totally. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
awesome.
I'm thinking socks, but
Socks?
yeah.
Okay.
Just give me a little bit more time. But yeah, we're moving to places. So
Awesome.
But thank you. Again, where can people find you to engage with you and see the stuff that you're involved in?
Definitely. I mean, LinkedIn is where I would appreciate anybody wanting to connect with me. Again, my name is Nish Patel, but on LinkedIn, I'm Nishant Patel. And Eric's been giving me a hard time because when you search for me on LinkedIn, you're going to see a clean shaven, like
Yep.
12 years version of me. So I'm going to get it updated. My apologies.
photo
but-
booth
The
is
photo lab
right
booth is
there.
open right
It's right
there.
there.
Definitely. So that's on my to-do list. But yeah, LinkedIn, Nishant Patel. Yeah, feel free to reach out. And
Awesome.
Thanks again, Matt, for the
Thank you.
opportunity. Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Eric.
Yeah, so I'll plug my social media account, which it definitely needs an overhaul, and this guy's been challenging me a little
Yes,
bit to help
definitely.
that. So
It's all love, man. It's
yeah,
all
it
love.
is. Letbetter Inc. LLC is my Instagram handle, and that's Inc with a K. And my website is letbetterinc.com. And then you can find me, Eric Letbetter, on LinkedIn.
What's your business card look like?
So I have two of them. I have a paper version and I have a poker chip version with
Love
a
it.
QR
So
code
cool.
that just takes you to my website. So I encountered a card like that in the past, and I thought, I guess the thought is there's a much lower chance of someone losing that in a stack of other business cards at a conference than there is. So and it was fun, and it's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if you just Google my name, Dory Azar, you'll get all the options that you need. There's not a lot of Dory Azars in the world. So if you want to connect on LinkedIn, you can. I'm extremely active on Instagram and TikTok. If you want to find me there, you'll come across my website. So however you want to reach out to chat about anything, I'm pretty easy to find.
Nice. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Architects, keep designing, and contractors, keep making those blueprints reality. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you so much, Matt. Really appreciate that.
That was a great session.
There we go.
That was super fun.